breezy and balmy in the mid-50s. Tomorrow night will hold near 46. That's remarkable. That's much higher than the normal high temperature at this time of the year. Sets us up for a record Thursday. 62 at the Blue Hill Observatory, set in 1954. Times of clouds and sunshine. Will be a breeze, a shower around dark and overnight in the low to mid-50s. Still near the record of 61 early Friday morning. As a shower, some rain winds down. Blustery, getting colder. Saturday, the one day this weekend where it'll feel more in line with the season, with a gusty wind and some sunshine, the high 39. For WATD, I'm Rob Gilman.
And right now we're looking at 38 degrees outside our South Shore studios at 6:14 on February 14th today, Valentine's Day. 16 and 14 seconds. I'm Christine James. Stay tuned for Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara right here, 95.9 WATD.
Now, Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member Mary Baker and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara, and you are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am in my home studio here in our beautiful office in Pembroke Center at Boston Connect Real Estate. Of course, we are the proud sponsors of this radio show, Talk Real Estate Roundtable on WATD, and we're here every Tuesday night, and we are here every Saturday morning, and we're also sponsored by my individual team, the Sharon McNamara and Mary Baker Real Estate team. Mary is out doing some fun stuff tonight, preparing for her wedding with her soon-to-be hubby. So if they're listening, I hope you guys are having fun. Enjoy Valentine's Day. And I couldn't imagine my Valentine's Day any different than spending it with my hubby. And we have Mark that is in with me tonight. He is, this is date night for us.
Good evening, everybody.
You have to come up here. Happy Valentine's Day.
It is date night for us.
It is date night for us. And we also have George in studio. Hey, George.
Hey, Sharon. How you doing?
Sorry, I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, so happy Valentine's Day to you, George.
You as well, and all the couples out there listening in.
Yes, to all the couples out there. Yeah, I know that the restaurants are going to be crazy busy. So Melissa Wallace, who is the operations manager here at Boston Connect Real Estate, she also works at Christina's. So she is working at Christina's tonight. So if anybody has reservations over there, that's why she's there and not here with me tonight. But she's very dedicated and she's very good. And that's why I'm sort of off cue a little bit, because I'm doing all the things that she normally does. And I also wanted to say, I don't know if her mom will be listening or not because she's not here tonight, but if Liz is listening, I just wanted to say happy belated birthday. She had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday. Happy birthday to Liz. That would be Melissa's mom. So so tonight, George, any idea what we're going to be talking about? Want to give it an idea?
There's so many
There could be so many
guesses.
things, so many guesses.
I guess if I have to guess one thing for Valentine's Day, are you going to be talking about best getaway places to think about moving to?
Ah, that was a good one. I should have called you for an idea. What we're going to be talking about tonight actually was given to me as an idea from my daughter, our daughter, Mackenzie. I spent some time with her last week. She turned 27 a week ago today. So I was in Newport with her, where she lives. But she came up with the idea, and it's how to fall in love with your home and stay in love with your home. What do you think of that for our topic?
I think that's very important to have, to
Yes.
think about when you're living somewhere and picking the perfect place to live. I think that's important to have.
Yes, absolutely. Mark, what are your thoughts on it?
It just sounds like more projects for me around the house.
Most likely, that's exactly what it means. So, again, to all of our listeners, you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any questions for us, feel free. It's just me and my hubby here tonight. But George is in studio at WATD in Marshfield, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. We had a couple great callers on Saturday. So if you want to call in any questions, or this is the question that I have for everybody. And if you call in, we will have gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts. We have a different array of how much they are. I believe they're like from $10, $20. But if you call in tonight, and I put a poll out there, I was talking to Rob this morning. I'm just curious, what do you love the most about your home? So you can call George. When you call in, George will take down your phone number and we'll give you a buzz tomorrow to get your address, so we can send you out a Dunkin' Donuts gift card or Starbucks, whatever you prefer. So Mark, let me ask you, what do you love the most about our house?
Actually, I think it's be the backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I love our house, and I love our family room that overlooks the backyard and so forth. But we have a nice, quiet backyard that we like to spend a lot of time in the summer and so forth. And I enjoy that the most, I think.
Yeah, I love our backyard too. It is sort of like its own little oasis when we're out in the backyard. But there are a lot of things that I love about our house actually. So it's really hard to choose. But I mean, here's the surprising thing that people are probably surprised is we've been in the same house for 30 years.
Can you imagine?
I know. Well, it's hard to believe that we're that old, but we are that old, which is why we enjoy celebrating Valentine's Day here in a radio studio, talking about why we love our home. I think we're getting old. We've turned into your parents. We don't do anything alone
Yeah.
anymore. It's not too bad, though. What were they married? 72 years?
Yeah, 72 years.
Yeah, they were married for 72 years. So, yeah, so just falling in love with your home. And it is interesting because a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've been in the same house for 30 years because you must see a lot of houses. You've been doing this for 21, 22 years. Like, how do you not fall in love with all these houses? And it's interesting because I would say of all the houses that we've ever sold, either listed or sold, like helped with, buyers with, there are probably like 3 that come to mind that I say in my head, I would be willing to leave my house for this house. And it's interesting because one was an antique, which I know you would never do.
No, too much work. For
Too
me.
much work for you, I understand. And then the other 2 were more like rambling type ranches almost in a
Yep.
way. So it must be that is what I was attracted to. Something different
Okay.
and out of the ordinary. So, again, we want to hear why you love your house. 781-837-4900, or you can go onto Facebook, and I'll do my best to try to follow along with all the Facebook messages and stuff. Okay, so the reason why this came up is, and Mackenzie made such a valid point when we were having dinner last week. She's like, Mom, it's interesting because we were talking about her, when she's going to sort of be ready soon to buy her own place and her own house. And she's like, every time I hear you talk, she goes, it's interesting because I always hear you talking to people about the resale value. And she's like, the type of house I want, and like she has like a whole Pinterest board of what she wants her house to look like. And she's like, and I feel like if I showed you my Pinterest board, you would say to me, well, that doesn't make sense for resale value. So I said, well, give me some ideas. So she would love like a little cottagey type kitchen, like with older cabinets. Like she's sort of an old soul. Yeah, she's an old soul. And she wants to paint those yellow.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, everybody's home kind of goes to their own liking. I mean, if you're gonna live in your home and pay for your home, you might as well have it the way that you want it. And then, if it comes time for resale, you can always paint the cabinets white.
Yeah, right. I know, and I never really thought of it that way because there are a lot of times I'll say to people, well, when you're considering, Mel and I just did the show on Saturday to, when it came to renovations, it was, to renovate or not to renovate, like should you or shouldn't you? And a lot of that topic was about, the value of your home and the market value and, the future of it. But Mackenzie's point was, and too, like we're really good examples. We've been in our own house for 30 years. But I still do feel that when we're making decisions, maybe I am making them on thoughts of what would the market value, like how would it hurt, would it not hurt,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I don't think we've had done anything like crazy that would affect a lower value for our house
Oh,
by
no.
any means.
I don't think that. I don't think that we did. That's what I'm saying to you. That's my point. My point is I feel like every decision we made was based on, wow, well, how would this affect the value of the house if we ever went to sell it?
Are we selling?
Not after the project I just made you do.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. No, we're there to stay now. Like,
Perfect.
so we never right-sized up to a bigger home when the kids were younger. I
No,
mean, during that time, we were both very busy, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we've always lived within our means.
Yeah.
We've never added on like crazy things all at once. I think we did it step by step, and hopefully we get to the finishing point.
No. If we're going to be there for another, I mean, come on, seriously? You don't think we'll do some more renovations in there?
Renovations, what, paint?
No, I need like tile floor in my mudroom.
Okay, all right, I can deal with that one.
Okay, perfect. You heard it here, people, on WATD, and I have it taped and I have it live on Facebook. So, no, but what I'm saying is like everything that we made was like, oh, the colors that we're choosing, are they neutral colors and things like that. So
Yeah.
Mackenzie makes a really valid point is, you know what, if you're going to be in your house a long time and if you want yellow kitchen cabinets, then paint them yellow because you're
Absolutely.
going to be the one enjoying it.
Yeah,
Right?
And then when the time does come, if you want to sell, paint them white.
Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe somebody's going to like the yellow.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Well, and then the other thing too was in regard to last week's show when we were talking about to renovate or to not renovate, does it make sense to do it? It really does depend. Like, how long are you going to be in your home? Are you going to be there short term, long term? What is your job like? I mean, is it very, transient where you're moving all the time? So maybe you don't want to make those investments to do those things and maybe you just keep it bland and basic, right?
Well, I think if you're going to renovate, mechanicals is always the big one.
Yes, you were listening to my show last
I was
week.
listening.
Yeah, and we had an HVAC guy come on. It was Tom from Kingston, but not the Tom from Kingston.
I heard.
Yes, and I agree because we were talking about, how you were out in the freezing cold. That's why we couldn't do the show a couple of weeks ago. But mechanicals always come first.
Absolutely.
But we're not going to talk about that. But, and that's the other thing too, though, is, maybe there are little things in your home that are sort of perturbing you. Like every time you walk by them, they drive you crazy. Do we have any of those in our house?
Do we? Let me ask you
No,
that
I'm asking
question.
you. Like, do you notice anything?
Nothing that drives me crazy. No.
Really?
Yeah, it's a house. It's not the Taj Mahal. It's got walls and a roof. We live in it. If there's
Yeah.
a nick or a ding or a cracked tile, that's life.
Yeah. You want to hear some of mine?
I'm sure. I'm sure there's a big list.
No, there really isn't a big list. But if you listen to my show all the time, you'll hear me and Mel say
Go ahead.
that, you should take an inventory, walk around your house, take an inventory of all the little things that are driving you crazy. So one of our agents, Marianne Trask, who is a full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, she was saying that she and her husband had like this big to-do list of little things that were, just walking around their house, like this has to be done, that has to be done. And that was, they just sort of checked everything off. Are you willing to do that exercise with me?
Tonight?
No. No, I was hoping maybe like you would offer me dinner or something later
Sure,
after the show.
absolutely. Yeah. So this sounds like a honeydew list to me. Is what this is.
Hey, listen.
You supply the list, take off, and
No.
I complete
Oh,
the task.
wait a second. You act like I take off and I go like get like facials and manicures, right? Well, sometimes I do that, but like not all the time. Like I'm out working.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'll tell you one of the things that's sort of like, I wonder why we never did that. Like, why did we never put knobs on our cabinets in our bathroom? And why did we never put, because we have that pocket door, why did we never put one of those latchy things on the side where you could just put, and then you can pull it? Any idea?
No idea.
Yeah, like those are pretty simple things.
Does it bother you?
It does.
Go buy some knobs and a handle, and I'll install.
You will?
There it is. Done.
That easy. Okay.
Because if I buy the knobs, it's going to be the wrong color, the wrong shape.
Well, whatever. I mean, it's just weird. Like every single
There you go.
morning, I have to I down on my knees to open up my
Oh,
cabinet.
Stop. You don't.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I don't. Okay. So, George, are you loving this conversation? It feels like me and Mark are like sitting on the couch having a glass of wine right now. Me complaining. So here we go. So we're going to just talk about not eight, but several things that you can do to fall in love with your house. And sometimes it's just little things that you can do that can make a big difference. So today I had an appointment. Oh, it's such an open book, but I'll let you know. I was getting my eyebrows waxed. So there I was talking to, I always say her name wrong, Tamara from Personal Best. She's wonderful if you ever need that done. You don't need it done, but if anyone's
Sharon.
listening, yeah.
We got a caller coming in.
Oh, you do. Someone who just wants to like shut me and Mark up, I'm sure.
Well, they have a joke.
Oh, they have a joke. Okay.
Yes, Bonnie from Pembroke is calling in.
Oh, God. Not Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Are you ready?
Oh, Bonnie. Can you please
Hello.
just come by?
Oh, I know. One of these days. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Happy
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day,
Day. Let's hear your
Are you
joke.
ready? My favorite thing in my house are the toilets that Mark put in because they save us lots of water and lots of flushing.
There you go.
That's so good. Do you
I'm
have?
serious. It was one of the best things we did.
Yeah. So is it an elongated bowl?
Oh, now you're
Mark
getting
would
technical.
know. Mark would know.
I can't remember.
You
It's been
can't
so
It's one of
long
those
ago.
higher toilets.
Yeah, one of the
You come
higher
to
toilets.
A little,
Yeah.
a little higher, yeah. And then after that, of course, we had to redo the bathrooms, both of them. But he's a wonderful plumber, and you have a good one there.
Home
So,
improvements right
cheers.
there.
Yeah, I do have a
She
good
is.
one. I do have a good one
Right.
here. So that's it. So it's your
I couldn't-
toilets that you love, right?
Yes, I do, and the updated bathrooms, I would say.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you've been in your house. How many years you been in your house, Bonnie?
Don't laugh. 31.
31, right? So I don't know if it
Yep.
was like just that age when we were getting married. So you must have, was it right after you got married? 92-ish, 91-ish?
91.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
maybe we just, you know what? We're just willow trees. We just put our roots down and
Right.
don't leave. But
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. And if are there other
Thank
things,
you.
other things in your house other than the toilas?
I love my front porch. I love a house with a porch because you don't think about how much you do sit outside. I agree with Mark. It's
Yep.
nice to have an area that's, a little shade. And we redid our kitchen, which turned into 3 rooms. We knocked down the wall that went into the dining room, which is great to give it more of an open floor plan.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and that's the thing is, Bonnie knows she's already been there all those years and she knows that she was going to stay there. So it makes sense to make those type of renovations, but it doesn't make sense to make those type of renovations if you're planning on selling your house next year.
Amen.
Amen, right? And you'll be enjoying them forever and ever and a day. And I'm hoping that we'll come to see you maybe this spring or summer when the boats come in the
Definitely.
water. So,
Definitely.
all right. Well,
right,
thank
well,
you,
take care.
Bonnie. And you know what?
Enjoy.
Just make sure, I think I have your phone number and your address, obviously, but make sure you just leave it with George so I can send you out a gift card.
Oh, you don't need to do that. Just donate that. Thank you. I just wanted to say hi and wish you both a happy Valentine's
All
Day.
right.
To the
Same to
listeners.
you, Bonnie.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a
Bye-bye.
great night, Bonnie.
You too.
Yep. So that was Bonnie from Pembroke. And it's funny because the little things can really make a big difference. And what was the height of the toilet? Say that again.
Comfort height.
Comfort height. So they're just a little bit higher.
Inch and a half higher than a standard toilet.
Well, 1.5 inches is a lot when you go to land.
Yes, it is.
Because like in our girls' bathroom, which I don't know why I keep on calling it that because they don't live with us and haven't for a long time.
Yeah, just a regular toilet.
Yeah, so if I have to use their bathroom like every once in a while, if I use their bathroom, it like I sort of drop onto the toilet. So I'm with Bonnie on that one.
Put that on the honey-do list.
Oh yeah, put that on the honey-do list. That is one thing that sort of drives me crazy. Well, it doesn't really. I
There
use
you
that
go.
bathroom once a year, so don't go all out on that one. So, but what I was starting to say too. So when I was doing some stuff today, and I was talking to her, telling her what the radio show was going to be tonight, and she said, sometimes it's just like doing the little things, like simplifying and changing, like things in your house and redecorating and doing all that. That's why it's nice to have sort of like we have pale oak is the color in our entire house now.
Okay.
And it's easy enough for me to change out pillows. So if one of our neighbors was listening, I won't say her name just in case she doesn't want me mentioning her name on the air. Last spring when we had Casey's bridal shower, not a shower, but bridal party at the house, I was like, oh, I have to change out my pillows to my summer
Well,
pillows.
that was spring decor and summer decor.
Yeah. And it makes a change and it makes you fall in
Okay.
love. Like I like going in there, puffing up my pillows and spraying. And that's the other thing. Even just sometimes we did a show on all your senses. So like what you smell, what you see, how you feel things, like maybe some nice soft blankets and things can just make you sort of fall in love with your house that way too. Sound good?
Works for me.
Okay. Are there any other things that you can think of? Or should we just end the show right now?
It's up to you.
All right. So one of the other things, as I was starting to say, is rearranging furniture.
Oof, I hate rearranging.
I know you do.
hate it.
Why? It's such an easy thing.
Because it works. 'Cause rearranging furniture means now I got to move a TV, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do that, and then you move it all to one direction, and then you don't like it, and then you got to move it all back.
I'm letting you know right now. You sound like you're whining a little bit. I know you do get frustrated with me, but you know what? Everybody in the office knows when I'm sort of having a stressful day, though, because they'll come in. Do you notice how often I change around the
trust me.
tables out there all the time?
I see it all the time.
Yeah, they come in and they're like, oh, Sharon must have been stressed yesterday. It just helps me clear my mind. And then I like to look back and I tilt my head and I look at it both ways.
Perfect.
It's because I love it. Aren't you happy that I love
Good.
our
That's
home?
perfect. You can change tables around here all day long.
Yeah, so long as I don't do it at the house. Well, we don't have many options at the house.
No, we don't.
So here's a good example is I went to somebody's home. They were putting it on the market, and I had taken I'm a certified staging professional as well, and I had taken this course. And in that course, the exercise was that we were partnered up with somebody, and we each got a room. Now, we weren't running out to Home Goods or doing anything like that, so we had to use pieces in the house, some of the decor that's already in the house. So we had to like bargain with other people, like maybe go into the living room and say, hey, can I borrow that plant, or can I do this and do that? And that's, so sometimes and this is what I was talking about today, was sometimes just making a change from one room to another. Sometimes things look better in one room than they do in another room.
Okay. We're talking end tables, or are we talking like major furniture?
It could be end tables. It could be little plants. It could be like wall decor. Like I do that a lot, don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Always changing pictures, frames.
Do you notice?
I do.
You do?
Yep.
Because it's funny, because honestly, I try to plan my trips to Home Goods around the time that you're going to be working or not working. Like, so like if I'm going to do a Home Goods run, I make sure you're not home when I come in, and sometimes I'll change things out and I'll say, I wonder how long it will take him to see that.
Well, it's all the trash.
Let's talk about that though, about all the trash. Well, like I got a new comforter over the weekend.
Saw it.
Yeah, but you never mentioned it. Why? I can't believe we're actually bickering on live radio right now. But why didn't you say anything? Did you like it?
I love it.
Well, it's stripes. Like it's. Mark. What? I mean, the other one was a
I feel
little.
like I'm in the hot seat here.
You sort of are. You sort of are in the hot seat. So to all our WATV listeners, I am very sorry for tonight's commentary here. This is the Sharon and Mark show. And we are talking about how to fall in love with your house and stay in love with your home, right? So you should be, you should actually be thanking me. And Bonnie's husband should be thanking her that we didn't ask you to move every 5 years, 7 years. That's what the industry standard is.
Well, I guess we broke that standard.
Yeah, so I should be able to go out and buy some new stuff. Yeah, so what I was starting to say was what? Oh, about moving furniture around. Sometimes it's just moving things simply. And I had this listing, and I was in there. We were taking photos and doing things, and the homeowner was out at an appointment picking up the kids or doing something. So I was there with the photographer. And when she came home, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this room looks so different. Like, what did you do?" And I looked at her and I was like, "You're kidding me right now, right?" And she's like, "No, what did you do in this room?" And I was like, "I literally moved your chair and put it kitty corner. Like I kitty cornered your chair. I barely even moved it, but sometimes little things make a big difference."
Okay.
All right. 781-837-4900. If you want to give us a call, tell us what you love about your home. Oh, tell us what you hate about your home, and maybe I can give you some ideas on what you can do to make your home
Well,
what you
what
love
do you
about
love
your home.
about
Hold on, Karen Monroe is watching, and she's my best friend. Karen, call in. Tell me what you love about your house and about your home. What do I love about our home? I love how like bright and clean it is, and we did the same thing as Bonnie
Open.
and her husband did. Like
Yeah.
you've taken down some walls, and when we did the addition and things years ago, we recently did the kitchen. I just had my kitchen cabinets painted.
hardwoods,
The hardwoods we had refinished.
additions?
Yep, we did an addition. We've been there 30 years.
I know.
Yeah. I remember when we first looked at that house? Well, first of all, people don't even maybe know this, but when we first got engaged, we gave a builder $13,000. By we, I mean you, because I had no money. And I remember I was just finishing up at Catherine Gibbs, and it was all exciting. And we gave him $13,000, and he basically left us with nothing. So we had nothing to, and we were paying for our own wedding. So we had the wedding planned in a few months, and we had no place to live. So we lived with your parents. We rolled pennies. We sold suits at consignment shops. You were selling like tires,
Anything and everything.
anything and everything. And we came up with $5,000. I think it took us 3 months.
Yep.
We saved $5,000, and that's the house we found. And we've been in the same house. And I remember when we moved in, it was a small 3-bedroom cape, and we were like, "Oh, maybe in 5 years we'll put up a garage." That went up, what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Yeah, so that was 27 years later.
Good things come to those who wait.
I was very patient, to be quite honest with you. Actually, the more I talk, the luckier I think you are. So, but one of the things that I was talking about is, keeping things around, sometimes just the clutter and all of that, it just sort of gets in the way. And I feel feng shui. So I've also taken a course on feng shui. And I feel that when you have all this stuff in your house, it sort of weighs heavy on you. And I think it would be hard to enjoy through all that stuff. Like you're one, you don't like all that stuff on the counters, right?
No. Counter's got to be clean.
Yeah, you like the kind. I know. I remember it used to drive you crazy when the girls were at home. But one of the things I found, what my thing is. So why do you think people keep clutter?
Lazy.
No, you can't call our listeners lazy. That was terrible
You
of
asked
you.
me a question.
I know, and that is not the right answer. Give me another one. I am having so much fun with you tonight.
Why do people keep clutter?
Yeah, why do people keep clutter? Why do so many people keep clutter?
They can't part with objects.
Yeah, you're right. And they can't part. And again, I am not minimizing anything to do with serious situations with hoarders and stuff, because I have worked with several hoarders and with, it's a real thing. So I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about crap being all over the place. And this is me, keeping things just in case. I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clothes.
Hey, I just got rid of a lot of clothes.
Well, they've been downstairs for 30 years. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, it's when I used to work at Reebok and I had all those dresses and stuff. Yeah, so I found that that's what I do, is I keep things just in case. But there was a time too, though, Mark, when the girls were in college, and so when we first got married, I mean, we had nothing, literally nothing.
Yeah.
We couldn't, and then the reason I buy comforters is because I couldn't pay our mortgage one month because I bought the girls matching comforter sets. Now I'm addicted to buying comforters, but I was keeping things. So we had cheaper dishes. We never had the way that the kids do things now, with these bridal showers and stuff, getting all this expensive stuff. We didn't do that.
No.
I was just, remember we had like a mixed
Mixed match.
matched washer and dryer. And it was one of your clients actually gave it to us, which we were super grateful. But we didn't have a lot of matching stuff. So when I would buy dishes, I saved all that stuff, all the cheaper stuff, and gave it to the girls. So when they both got their own apartments, they were all set. I
Yep.
saved you money.
Thank you for thinking of me.
My pleasure. All right. What are some ideas that you can think about to liven things up? This is one that you love.
Oh, I definitely like plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some of those in our family room. I wouldn't consider myself having a green thumb by any means, but I do like just having some fresh plants in the house.
Yeah. It's sort of the opposite of me. I always tend to.
Plastic.
Yeah, I do the plastics. It's just so much easier to take care of.
You gotta dust them.
Occasionally. I mean, honestly. But I'm just not good with the plants. But we're doing a pretty good job with the plants now. And I've like actually allowed you to have them in the house. That's pretty good of me, don't you think?
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then your mother's taking them over.
Yeah. You need to talk into the microphone like that. Okay. Yeah, so you like that type of stuff. So with your with the liven things up, that would be you can do that in many ways too. So I do it with fresh pillows. I like to change out the pillows.
Pillows,
Pitchers.
little vases, and all those little things that you.
I wish
put out,
everybody
trinkets.
could see your face right now. I literally wish everybody could see your face.
Home goods, here we come.
Yes, I love home goods. But you can also do it with like curtains. We don't do a lot of curtains in our house.
Nope.
I find them heavy, but if you have drapes, time to get rid of the drapes, I think, and maybe do some shears. We have like a lot of that type of stuff, but that just livens it up and makes it nice and fresh. So one of the other things that I love is once you get your house all cleared out, and again, maybe you like having stuff around. I mean, if that's what you like and that's how you fall in love with your house, go for it, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what Mackenzie said to me when she was home last weekend too, or the weekend before last. And we were running out at some place, but I like fluffed up my pillows. I got out my little Egyptian cotton spray and I sprayed the couch. And, I like to, I would hate that if anybody ever walked in my house and they said it smelled like dogs, I would pass out. Like that would horrify me. Would it bother you?
Yeah, I guess it would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always cleaned up and make sure the dogs are always bathed and so forth.
Did you say we?
We.
I thought you had a mouse in your pocket.
Ow.
I do all of that. I do all the spraying of the couch.
Oh, the
and,
spraying of the couch.
Yeah, with that Egyptian cotton
Yeah.
spray.
I don't spray.
Doesn't it smell so good?
Awesome.
It smelled really good until you dropped a whole entire beer on the couch the other night watching the Super Bowl game because you were so mad at somebody.
It happens.
It happens. Yes. Okay. We have 10 minutes left and we are sort of babbling on, but hey, that's what you get when you have come on a date night with Sharon and Mark. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am Sharon McNamara, the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. We are located in Pembroke and we service all of the South Shore, South Coast, all the way down to the Cape and into the city as well. So if you're thinking about buying a home, selling a home, or if you would like to refer someone to us who is thinking about doing such, feel free to give me a call. I'm going to give you my cell phone number is 781-294-4848. You can connect with us at bostonconnect.com. We have several agents in the office that are working full time, and we have such great agents. We did this training today. They were fabulous. So you can call the office, 781-826-8000, and one of our agents would be happy to help you. Okay, so back on to... I asked Mackenzie to call in because I knew that this was going to be a tougher topic because it's all relative, don't you think? Falling in love with your home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the family room would be my biggest room. It's where
Yeah.
we spend most of our time.
Yeah.
It's open, it's airy.
Yeah.
There's lots of windows.
Yeah.
Sun comes in.
Okay, windows. That's where I was going with this next, actually.
Okay.
So one of the things with windows is making sure they're clean. There's a lot of things that you can do that will just change the appearance. I also always recommend that you take your screens out during the winter for a couple of reasons. One, it just gives you a clearer view, right, out your windows, and it just looks so much better. And then when it snows, it really looks like you're in a snow globe, the way that everything just sparkles and shines. I love snow globes. And then the other thing is the screens. It drives me crazy when I go to people's homes and, well, not that bad, but like you can tell when they don't take their screens down because when they get a snowstorm and it all like cakes onto the screens and then it makes the screens all loose and everything. That's another good reason why you would take your screens off. So clean up your windows. But I'm just feeling bad for the people who just don't like, like open and bright and breezy. So if you like your house, George, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. So when you're in your home, what do you love about when you're home? What do you love the most about it? Like, do you get to have much say because you're living at home with your parents, right?
Yes, but I still have some autonomy. And I will say the easiest thing, this is the easy answer for me. I love building my own room, my studio bedroom. And I've seen progress from just wiring up everything. And I will clean my house too. But I just love seeing a nice, clean, well-built home, arranging furniture. That's all my style.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is he likes so that completion of something. So, Mark, I wonder with all these little projects that I give you, like you're doing in the basement right now, like do you feel that same way as George? Like wow, I did that.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, but when it's done, it's all nice. It's just getting from point A to point B.
Yeah. Yeah, that is sort of generally the hardest part. Well, if you want to tell us what you love about your home, 781-837-4900. It looks like Mackenzie Francis is watching us right now. So, Mackenzie, if you want to call into the studio and talk to Mom and Dad, why don't you do so? This says bring them on video. So I'm going to try to do that on Facebook. I just sent her a request. Hey, Bill Morissette is watching.
No.
Hey, Bill. We haven't seen you forever. Actually, I
Bill.
just said to you the other day, what do you think Bill's been up
You
to?
did, and I'd always no good.
Yeah. Yes, knowing Bill, probably no good. No, he's a good guy. So some of the other things, what we're talking about today is how to fall in love with your home and stay in love with your home. And I guess like if you want that clean, spacious type house, like it probably gets completely overwhelming and maybe even frustrating when you go home and maybe there's like a lot of things in the yard and maybe you go into the house and it just seems never ending because people are so busy. And that's one of the things I say is if you keep up with it, you can always stay ahead of it. So nothing feels really as good as like coming home and when we come in the side door and it just feels like bright. It just feels like home.
Yeah.
Right? I love that. Okay. Some of the other ideas and suggestions, when we were talking about plants, you can bring in flowers. We had a conversation today about flowers in the office. It was interesting because our agents know me and know me well because somebody brought up a question. I think it was Kristen Howlett, again, one of our full-time real estate agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She does the show often here, so I know our listeners know her. And she asked the question, are you a flower person or not a flower person? And what do you think people said about me?
Not.
I'm not. And the reason why, she was right on the money. She goes, because you think they're a waste of money, don't you? And I said, yeah, I just think roses are a waste of money. I just do. I love tulips, though. So I prefer that you just go and get me some tulips for $6.99 because I love tulips.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Honestly, I've always said, hey, when my day comes, I don't want all those roses hanging over my casket. I'd rather tulips. So someone better remember that.
I said, oh, God.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, so honestly, bringing in some flowers into the house. I just did that the other day. Well, you brought me flowers, and you got me some tulips. You do know me.
I did.
And you got red and white ones, and you said they were for Valentine's Day, so thank you for that. But I put them, you put them in a vase and everything, but I put them in our family room. And it's just nice to sort of see them like all set up and really looking pretty.
Nice.
But you made me change them when you were watching the football game.
They were in my view.
You were sort of cute though. You're like, can I make one request? I'm like, sure. Can we move the flowers? Yes, we can. So another thing that you can do that's really inexpensive and could be inexpensive, but you can go around and change out some of the photos that are on your walls. That's a really easy thing to do when you want to change up your house. So there's this app. I'm not an affiliate, but you could go onto it. It's called Keepsake. You probably saw the commercials on TV. So it's called Keepsake. And I'm just going to make sure I'm going onto my phone right now. Do you want to talk while I'm doing this?
Get all the picture frames that you want.
Yeah. So you go on to Keepsake. Okay. It's a yellow thing. So, when we were in New Hampshire last year or the year before. We were out in the inflatable and we were just like sort of putzing around in Menemsha Harbor. And honest to God, like those pictures came out so beautiful and I was just taking them with my phone and I really couldn't see because of the glare of the sun. And I just kept on like pushing away because that's the nice thing with a digital camera. And when I saw the pictures afterwards, I was like, oh my goodness, these are gorgeous. So I went on to Keepsake and it's such an easy app. You upload a picture and then you pick a frame, whatever type of frame you want. They have different sizes. And if your picture isn't good enough quality, it will tell you to get like a smaller frame. So I was able to get these frames, and the 3 pictures that I loved the most, I got framed in beautiful frames to match the kitchen because we had just done the kitchen over. And they're so beautiful, aren't they?
They look awesome there.
They do look awesome. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. But you know what? That's another thing too, though. It's really because I thought about doing that for the basement now that we're just doing the basement over, and it's meaningful. So a lot of times people will have pictures of like their family members and things like that. We never really did that. Put pictures of people on like of our loved ones on the wall. I wonder why.
No idea.
Your mother and father did, right?
Yeah, we had some.
Yeah, my parents never did. So I wonder if that's a thing. Anyways, I digress. So we just have about 6 minutes left here. So I'm trying to see. Karen needs you to text her the number, 781-837-4900. So there you go. So my friend Karen is watching. You want to talk, Mark? Entertain our listeners. Go ahead. Say something.
Okay, so yeah, let's get back to the house. Which room do you like the best in our house?
Oh, I still haven't answered that?
No.
Huh. I like them all.
Oh, that was an easy out.
Yeah, I do. I sort of...
So everything's good?
I wouldn't say everything's good, but no, I like... What room do I like the best? I would say that I like our kitchen and family room. I like that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, here's the other thing too, is changing out your furniture or making adjustments to your furniture. That sometimes makes a big difference as well. So if you have like older type furniture that's maybe out of style, a good thing, you know, a lot of people do that restoration stuff. Yeah. Remember I had asked you to do that to one of our tables one time, and like I saw the look on your face and I was like, all right, I'm just going to go up to Jordan's.
Go buy another table.
I'll go to Jordan's. I'll be right back. So that's what I did. But we've had our stuff for a very, very long time. Cleaning the windows, changing your window treatments. I've already discussed that. Have a date with your home. Quality time is the heart of every relationship. What do you think about that? Okay,
Quality time.
I'm going to go back to this. So honestly, this is one of the things I love that we do. Okay, there's 2 things that I love that we do. So I love when we are just in the family room and we have a fire going and we're just like sipping wine and maybe just having like cheese and crackers, and it's just really the 2 of us there. Maybe we're watching. Remember, like sometimes we'll watch Discovery Channel and we're watching like how food was made and all those things. I love doing those types of things, like watching sort of doesn't really mean a lot TV. Documentaries and stuff like that. I love doing that. And then one of my other favorite things to do is in our kitchen. Remember, there have been times, I remember specifically for my birthday one year, so I'm responsible to get everybody their cakes for their birthday, and you didn't get me a cake, and I made you feel bad about it. So you got like a chocolate chip cookie, and you put some whipped cream on it and a candle. And we were just sitting at the kitchen counter playing cribbage or Scrabble.
You make me sound like a bad husband.
You're not a bad husband. You're
Hey,
a good
Sharon, let
husband.
me interject here.
Yeah.
We got one last caller. We're about to end the show here. We
Okay.
have your friend Karen,
Okay, how many minutes do we have left? 3?
like 2.
Okay, Karen, you got to make it quick. I've been asking you since.
Fire away.
Hi.
Hi, what do you love about
I'm
your house?
in the middle of something. So I love when I pull up to my house and I see my wraparound porch and my little lights glittering. I just think it looks so stately when you drive up my long driveway.
Oh, I agree. And it is a beautiful home. And did you put your wreaths up again this year?
I did. I just took them down recently because I had COVID, so I was really sick for about a month. So, yeah, we just packed them all away.
Awesome.
But I love them too.
Yes.
Sharon gave me a ton of wreaths, and Sharon sold me my house, and we had my other best friend's wedding here. So I love the gatherings I've had here so far.
Yeah.
Had a few gatherings this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we only have a minute left, so we can't talk.
Okay.
But I did talk to Kim today. Just we'll get all this out of the way. So we have that date that we're going to go have dinner.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. Love you. Happy Valentine's
All
Day.
right. You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was my best friend, Karen Monroe. And we celebrate like when we met each other on Valentine's Day. So, and I love her very much. All right. Well, thank you so much to all our listeners for tuning in with us tonight. Mark, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really enjoyed our date night. If you want to reach out to us for any show ideas, please feel free to do so, 781-826-8000, or you can go to bostonconnect.com and you can find us that way. If you missed any of our past shows, you can go to talkrealestateroundtable.com, or you can say, hey, Alexa, Talk Real Estate Roundtable. You can say Sharon McNamara, Mary Baker, Melissa Wallace, and you will get all of our past shows. You can go onto YouTube, Boston Connect Real Estate. You can go onto Facebook and Instagram. Follow us, and we will be here on Saturday. I'm going to be talking about things that you need to consider when you're putting your house on the market. What's the difference between your assessment and what your MLS says? Because that could be a liability. So join us Saturday at 10. Bye, George.
Good night, everyone.
Hi, Sharon.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You as well and your family.
Thank you.
WATD FM Marshfield.
Happy Valentine's
WPMS
Day,
Stockton.
everybody.
The South Shore's first choice for live team coverage of breaking news.